Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today, two of history's most voracious and famous empires clash, to be fair, somewhat anachronistically, to determine who will be the master of this arena of war, as GL..KEN, playing as the Spanish in purple, gets ready to take on Hera, playing as the Mongols in blue. Now, while the players heard their herdables explore their immediate and closed off and destroyed surroundings because we are on arena, and try to get their butts up to feudal, likely Castle Age ASAP. Why don't we first take a look at the Piggly Wigglies making their way to the pizzeria, where they will become delicious pizza toppings. And once they get there, we'll take a look at the Civ matchup we are going to be watching today. Now, the Spanish are a paramilitary civilization that loves its gunpowder units. Their gunpowder units are created 18% faster, and their unique unit is the Conquistador. This is a heavy hitting, less accurate mounted hand cannoneer that comes with more HP but less range. Now, in order to help defend these costly units, the Spanish can train missionaries, which are basically mounted monks with less range that can't pick up relics. Now, the Spanish can also upgrade both their monks and their missionaries to convert enemy units faster, and can upgrade their missionaries to have extra range. Now, in order to support their military-industrial complex, Spanish villagers do build structures 30% faster, their blacksmith upgrades cost no gold at all, and they do get 20 gold for every single technology that's researched. So usually on a map like Arabia, I would point out that once GL..KEN researches Loom and gets the stats on their villagers a little beefier, a little bit of HGH for these villagers, he will lose 50 gold and then get 20 back from the government once that's done. But we are on arena, so Loom generally not researched until absolutely necessary, and because the players start their game walled off, generally not very necessary at the earlier stages. Now, why did I call the Spanish a paramilitary civilization? Because they can upgrade each and every one of their villagers to get 40 extra HP, +2/+2 armor, and a massive +6 attack boost, which together with a sapper's upgrade makes their villagers very good at taking down buildings, castles, towers, and even potentially walls in the late stages of the game. Call it, for example, on a map like Arena, call it a mini button. You know, not exactly a Flemish Revolution, but we've seen Spanish villagers perform basically miracles on Arena, on basically every map, but Arena mostly, especially since the battlefield is kind of constricted here. Not a lot of space for maneuvering, which may not be very good news for our Mongols, an incredibly fast cavalry-centric civilization. Their scout cavalry line units have extra line of sight, their cav archers fire faster, and their light cav, their hussars, their steppe lancers all come with 30% more HP. Now, their unique unit is the Mangadai, a fast-firing quick cavalry archer with an attack bonus against siege. Now, to keep up with their super-duper fast army on the battlefield, Mongol siege units can be upgraded to move 50% faster, which, if you haven't seen the drill upgrade in action, man oh man, I hope we get to see it today. It makes their siege units basically look like mini bumper cars, which, for a game that's already super entertaining, makes it just a little bit, and like a cherry on the sundae, makes it just super fun to watch. More and more poor pepperonis are being sent to the Domino's production line, or maybe Pizza Hut, if that's what you prefer. Now, to help the Mongols support their military endeavors out on the map, their hunters do work 40% faster, and they can actually upgrade their houses so that they don't lose population space if they get destroyed. Hera already planting a farm, both players at 18 villagers a pop. Now, on a map like Arena, usually in Arabia, we take a look at where the resources are. Gonna do the same thing with a small little caveat, where on Arena, what you really care about in terms of placement of internal resources, because as you can see, everyone starts the game with extra gold and extra stone outside their town center. Hera's gold to the north, Hera's stone to the south. So a complete reverse of GL..KEN's, who has stone in the north, gold to the south. But what you want to see and what you want to make sure is that these resources are not super duper close to the walls, because then it makes it easier to lame. You also don't want to see your boars super duper close to the walls, because then it would make it very easier for your opponent to take them. Now, I can see on the minimap that GL..KEN has his 2 golds nice and safe. Primary stone very secure to the back. Hera, on the other hand, stone a little bit exposed here to the front. So, for example, archers here out of our Spaniards, whose tech tree is one of the best in the game, although archer line, maybe not. Maybe not, as is a stone a little bit exposed. And where's his primary gold and secondary gold also here to the front. Ooh, look at this. Hera is trying to entice this Spanish scout to enter the base. He knows it's a one-way trip. He knows it's a one-way ticket. And the last thing I'll point out before we dive right back into the mini but very fun action here is that both players have a juicy sized expansion area. Hera to the north, DracKeN to the west of his settlement, where they can expand their bases and settlements and so forth. Let's just follow the scout, because why the hell not? Both players are heading up to the next age. It looks like DracKeN, one villager ahead, and Hera, oh, it's not his first time at the rodeo. He knows if he goes into here, it is a one-way trip. And so he's just kind of keeping the gate open for reasons unknown. No. Oh, look at that. Well, there you go. First wrong call of the game. Hera moves in. Now, remember, these villagers don't have loom. Now, the problem for Hera is that his villager has less... his scout has less HP than a villager right now. And so let's actually join him on his journey of discovery, as he is 25 seconds away from hitting the next age. Exactly 30 seconds ahead of his opponent. Oh, it looks like that villager tried to poke him in the ass, failed, and then got back to berry gathering. I wonder what happened there, because it looked like the villager was able to attack the horse, or at least the horse's ass. Oh, shoot away from by another villager. Now he's going to get some decent vision, seeing that his opponent is going barracks, meaning not, oh my goodness, not market blacksmith. So Hera knows that he's going a bit more aggro on the military, whereas Hera going the more usual blacksmith market right now. So generally, if you're not familiar with Arena, with this map that we are on, there are 3 phases of the game. In the first phase of the game, the players rush their butts up to, oh my goodness, they rush their butts up to Castle Age. Now you might be wondering, why are they rushing to Castle Age, like DracKeN clicking up at the 11.5-minute mark of the game? Because of these golden physics-defying objects that both players are probably, I hope, going to fight tooth and nail over to see whose respective national museums they will go to. And then once all that is, so stage 1, players rush up to castle. Stage 2, they fight over these golden relics. And stage 3, once the relics are taken, then the players enter into what is my favorite part of the game, stage 3, where they build big ol' armies and then smash those armies into one another. I described it much better yesterday when we were watching the Doubt Target Arena. So if you haven't seen that, definitely check yesterday's game out. Also an arena match. I don't mind that these players are playing more arena. Arena, different than Arabia. I'm going to zoom out just in case, again, you're not familiar with this map. Base to the left, base to the right, and then just a big open space. No high ground. So civilizations like the Tatars, for example, are a bit wasted on a map like this in terms of their high ground bonuses. That being said, not a lot of maneuverability room. A lot of trees all around. So we'll see Hera, okay, kind of just hides his scout here in the corner. How much of his opponent's base has he seen? I mean, he's basically seen everything. He's seen the stable. He's seen the blacksmith. And by the way, how much has DracKeN seen? Jack nothing. Look at this. Hera 6 seconds away, 4 seconds away from castle. Now, how much scouting is important, I leave up to you. On a map like this, where it's enclosed, where you know you're going to fight over relics, the players kind of generally know what they're going to do. And so it seems like our Spaniard is going to have more. Yeah, he's already got 2 scouts out on the map, but Hera also, he's going to go up to 3-2 once this guy dies, and just 1 love tap, and down he goes. He didn't even manage to attack this purple scout. Let's see how many relics Hera has seen. It looks like 1, 2, 3, 4. What's he missing? Oh, he's missing the one right here, literally several tiles away from his vision. DracKeN, 1, 2, 3, 4. What's he missing? Oh, he's missing this one in this big old space next to the snow leopard with its bushy tail. Okay, so both players have seen 4, not 5 relics. Where are the monasteries? Both of them going up to 2 town centers. Spanish monastery already up. Mongol monastery, Ark of the Covenant, has been lowered into its secret compartment. Will be up in a second. Okay, 2 monks for our Spaniard. 0 yet for our Mongol, who does not have the gold. But by the time yours truly finished that sentence, he did have the gold. And there you go. Monks are coming out. So let's see it. Let's see a big battle here. We saw a super fun battle yesterday. Again, I'm going to reference yesterday's game with Doubt and Target. We saw an amazing battle over these relics. Some fantastic footwork out of these units. Like cavalry units, by the way, it's almost impossible to defend your monks against them. Your monks move ridiculously slow. And even if you try to body block with a whole body of your own scouts, your own light cavalry, they'll find a gap. They'll run circles around you and they'll still snipe your monk. Remember, scouts need 3 attacks to kill a monk. Light cavalry need 2 because of their amazing bonuses, +6 against monks. And once that goes up to a light cav, I'm assuming we're going to see a light cav, that goes up to +10. And by the way, now Hera still hasn't seen this relic, but DracKeN, running away from Hera, has seen this one. So DracKeN has seen all 5 relics on the map. Already looks like he's taken 1 here. And now his monk moves out. But this is a very ballsy move out. Hera making a beeline. Oh, no, never mind. Changes his mind. Okay, so he's trying to trap this scout. And Purple is very happy to do this. Oh, as Hera takes his first relic as well. Purple is very happy that Hera chased those that one individual scout unit. 1 tap, 2 tap, 3 tap, down he goes. But you know what? Mission half accomplished. Relic is halfway to his base. And then there's another one real close to his base. Although he lost another monk. Yikes. Hera, he's going to have to take bigger risks to get these relics, which are closer, which is exactly why he's spaced. Look at his line of sight. Holy moly. He has spread his scout units amazing. Now, Hera, I don't think I've ever actually casted a 1v1 arena game. I think the Christmas game that I casted, the Holly Jolly Bloodbath, was a 2v2. But I don't think I've ever seen Hera do a 1v1 on arena. At least not on this channel, not casting it. And here we go. We're about to see my point encapsulated. This monk is not going to survive if he goes out there. I don't care that there's a spearman. I don't care that there's a supporting scout here. And look at this DracKeN doing the same thing. Or maybe he's not. Maybe he got a sense that Hera. Oh, he's going to lose his monk for sure. Drops the relic, tries to convert. Okay, DracKeN. Oh, he gets it. Fantastic. Get there by Hera, but the monk's energy, the faith, has been spent. And now the monk. A lot of players would run back to their base with this monk, by the way. Hera wisely runs the monk the other way. Why? So he can go towards the spearman. And here we go. Amazing. Oh, he was 1 love tap away. If the HP on this scout unit wasn't as damaged as it was, he probably would have gotten. But here we go. He's closing in his DracKeN. Is he going to get it? Probably not. Doesn't look like it. Doesn't look like it. Oh, my goodness. But he'll get this one. 1, 2, and 1 more. Down the monk. Oh, no. He doesn't get that one either. Oh, my God. He was healed by this monk. Hera putting on an absolute hilarious show for us. So it's going to be 3 relics to 2, as behind this DracKeN managed to get the relic that he brought a little bit closer home. That was just amazing saving of the monks here by our Mongol. And ladies and gentlemen, stage 2 of the game is over. Hera is going up to 4 town centers. Our Spaniard going up to 4 town centers. And now stage 3 will begin. Who will be the first to dip their toe into the arena sands by placing a structure? Don't really care what it is. Make it a castle, make it a barracks, make it a siege workshop, make it a house or an outpost. Who will be the first to lay claim to Terra Incognita here? Although not really Incognita now that both players have pretty much scouted it. Terra Unclaimeda. I don't know what the hell to call it, or what the various empire people called it as they lay claim to land that they thought was not owned by other people, but probably was. Let's take a look. 69 villagers to 65, 1 army count. This is the entirety of the Spanish military might. 1 man, 1 book, 1 crook. And now he's trying to convert some of these scout units. Hera opting to go for some heavy plow, and rather heavy plow already gotten for our Spaniard. House, university, is he in danger of being housed? No, he still has 20 population space. Our Spaniard is ahead in villagers, not as much as he probably would like to be, but 24 minutes in, kill count 7-2 in favor of our Mongol. So Hera, outperforming his opponent, manages to take 3 relics. Let's take a look at his base. Mining gold in earnest, 0 on stone for him, 11 on stone for our Spaniard. Gee, I wonder what he's going to use 11 villagers on stone for. It's not a matter of where or if, but where that castle is going to go down. And so far, a little bit of a detente happening here on Arena. No one really wants to dip their toe out just yet. A university as well for our Mongol, a forward siege workshop for our Spaniard, who now ramps up his military count by double the size by adding an individual unit. I really thought DracKeN was going to get some of these, at least this second monk, but man, Hera dropping the relic and healing that monk. I don't know if that's what saved the monk, but it definitely didn't hurt. 1 whack, 2 whack. I mean, at this point, why did the players not upgrade their units to light cavalry? Is this some kind of gentleman's agreement to keep them as scouts? Because, like I said, scouts need 3 attacks to kill a monk, whereas light cav would need 2, which means that if our Spaniard had light cav, both of these monks would be dead right now. But, you know, let's not cry over spilled milk here. Can't put the toothpaste back in the bottle. And that's about as far as I'm going to take any kind of metaphors. Have the monks seen the castle? Yes, they have. If they didn't, then the scouts definitely saw. Hera's vision, by the way, is absolutely impeccable this game. Whereas our Spaniard, he still hasn't seen anything of his opponent's base. He's seen some farms. Okay, whatever information that gives him. Whereas our Mongol has seen siege, has seen a castle, so he knows he's gonna go what, Mangadai if his opponent's going siege. Let's see what the players are doing as they both head up to Imperial Age. We're getting melee cavalry upgrades. We have 5 stables. Okay, let's see some Spanish paladins. Let's see some Spanish hussars. By the way, the Spanish cavalry line, impeccable, pretty much perfect. Even though they don't have any particular bonus or anything like that, like, for example, the Lithuanians do, but it is impeccable. The Spanish tech tree really just impressive AF. On the other hand, it looks like the exact same thing here for our Mongol, who is going light cavalry, which for the Mongol generally means hussars. He's getting forging, he's getting bloodlines, he's getting town watch for, I guess, to be able to see a lot further into the ether. There he goes. Both players hit Imperial. And here we go. Construction ramps up. What are we going for here? 5 stables. Why? Because he's seen the stables of... No, yeah, no, he has seen the stables. Well, he definitely saw the first one with that first scout that he inserted. Cavalier a minute away. I'm 99% sure he's not going to stop at Cavalier. 1 random mangonel, probably for shooing away any kind of monks who try to get too close. We've got 2 conquistadors out on the map. Now, it's interesting that you built a castle just to get these 2 conquistadors, and the first footprints in the sand go to our Spaniard, who lays claim to the territory right near his base. The conquistadors immediately gunned down, but Hera knows their base accuracy is absolutely terrible at a massive 65%. He reveals, does DracKeN, that he is going heavy cavalry here. Mangonel misses. And here we go. Bye-bye, Mangonel. I'm not too sure exactly what the point of that Mangonel. I thought originally to get any kind of monks, but that kind of a useless Mangonel there ends up dying. 2 conquistadors still roaming the map. So Hera's going for Hera mobility, which is not surprising. DracKeN, the serious underdog in this matchup. I mean, not only just by Elo. He's down 200 Elo. And I know some people will make a comment about that. I don't really give a damn about Elo as long as the game is fun, you know. But the Elo of the players is very much in favor of Hera. But not only the Elo, it's Hera. How else do you put it? It's Hera. It's the #1 best player in the game right now. And so anyone would be an underdog against him. That being said, DracKeN is not stopping. A minute away from Paladin. And he is exerting his presence on the map here. Sandwiches these monks. Does lose these 2 conquistadors. I mean, Hera's use of monks is just fantastic. And now with the conquistadors, he can snipe the villagers. Oh, mamma mia. That is a sour meatball for our Spaniard to swallow. But in 20 seconds, he's going to have 18 paladins. And his opponent is going to have Mangadai. Now, cool as Mangadai are, especially in the color blue, as I think a lot of people love them in their OG Player 1 color, they do only attack on a 12, and they have 0 relevant bonuses for killing paladins, whereas a Spanish paladin has 180 HP and 7 pierce armor. So these guys do 5 damage to a paladin, 5 damage to 180 units. Now, what they can do is do exactly this. So we'll see how many of them he trains. Now, I'm surprised that this army composition out of our Mongol, who's now, like, I figured he was going to go Hussars, but Hera also expanding himself out onto the map. So far, DracKeN, he's down, what is that? 27 total population, getting them guilds. Army supply identical, but our Mongol population is about 20% bigger than our Spaniard, but our Spaniard has presence. He's laying claim to some of the neutral resources on the map, as Hera is now starting to do. But he's got paladins here already. Paladins are just going to crush this army out of our Mongol. Mongol has mobility, which Hera loves. And there is supremacy. Okay. So those villagers are going to get roided up. But mobility on a map like this, where it's basically just one big open space, I don't know. I don't know about mobility necessarily being the #1 most important thing right now. But the last thing I'm going to do is critique or second guess Hera, who, again, like, look at this, how little damage that paladin took from these Mangudai. So Hera's going to want to be very active with his units, which we see he's basically doing. But if our Spaniard can close, then Hera's in a serious amount of trouble here. Because there's now 47 paladins. And FYI, they are fully upgraded. But here we go, the Mangudai doing what Mangudai do, which is destroying siege, but they have to stop when they fire. So even though Hera is ultimately getting the better trade here, killing three, maybe 4. No, he doesn't get the 4th. He gets 3 trebs. Now, 3 trebs is still 1,200 resources, 600 gold, 600 wood. But he lost all his Mangudai. He's been knocked down to 0. He is getting Parthian tactics for them. But his castle's about to fall. Okay. Sarah. Why did I say Sarah? Hera. I saw Hera sold on the left side of our screen, so my brain immediately said Sarah. Hera sold 1,000 food. Then he sold 500 more. Why? Because he is going camels. He's getting murder holes. Oh my god, Hera's getting murder holes. Be still my heart. Be still my heart. Now, even these camels, with their plus 18 attack against cavalry, are going to be... they're going to have to earn their money if they want to take on 52 paladins. I'm not going to spoil what happened in yesterday's game, so I'm going to give you 5 seconds to fast forward, about 30 seconds. Oh, I'm going to wait after this battle, and then I'm going to say what I want to say. So you've been warned, spoiler alert. But look at this battle. The Spanish paladins are just clumped one behind the other, which is giving the camels maximum area, surface area. But still, they crush through the paladins. I was about to say, I hope DracKeN doesn't do and suffer from the same thing that Target did yesterday, which is breach his opponent's base, being the underdog, and then no further. For now, though, one castle is down, the base is breached, the paladins are in, but their HP still decent, down about half. 36 villagers on gold for our Spaniard tells me that he is in no risk of losing the ability to generate more and more paladins. But he's got to fight outside of these choke points, and he's got to come up with some kind of answer to these camels, because the last thing you want to do is spend all of your gold on units that are going to die, even if they take good trades against camels. And in come a doubt castle with 2 villagers. 2 whole villagers. Hera's economy has been knocked down to our Spaniard size, 125 villagers apiece. But this was an expensive knockdown. He is down to 15 paladins. Man, brute force. I'm glad Hera transitioned into camels for his sake. Otherwise, his Hussar Mangudai army would not have survived very long. And by the way, he's making no attempt to destroy the castle. He is going after the villagers who are building it. Or maybe not. He's going after the Treb first. Did our... no, never mind. He didn't lose all of his... How many stables does our Mongol still have? 11 stables. But look at his production tab. He's training 1 single Hussar. That being said, look at the army count. Oh, man. Our Spaniard's slowing down the pace of the game with 18 pikemen. He's spent his gold. He's got 200 gold. No more paladins. Will it be enough? Will that push, will that body shot be enough to knock our Mongol down to his knees? For the first time, I think our Spaniard is ahead in villager count, and his army is running straight into a forest of pikemen. By the way, these villagers, look at their stats. 80 HP, 9 attack, 3 melee armor. I don't think they need to be too afraid of these Hussars, to be honest. They attack on a 9, the Hussar attacks on an 11. Although remember, this is a Mongol Hussar, so it does come with 18 extra HP. Spanish castle does have 5280 HP. Look how long it's taking to kill these villagers. In the meantime, our Spanish army going up to 7 paladins again. He needs trebs. He needs some kind of siege here, and he's got to keep that siege safe. So DracKeN doing a decent job, actually, of incurring. I don't know why I'm so caught up on that word. Penetrating Hera's base. But if he can't get rid of these 2 trebs, which are being guarded jealously by these Mangudai, then he's going to be in a bit of trouble here. Although even if he loses this castle, not the end of the world. He's got 2 backup castles, which gives him time to rebuild his military. And by the way, that's exactly what he's doing. He is sacrificing this castle for the extra time that he has to build 11 more military units. The problem for him, our Mongol, now 3.5 times bigger army. That being said, it's still Hussars. On a map like Arabia, these Hussars for Hera would be here. They would not be destroying a Spanish house. Where are you going? You've discovered Hera taking all the stone to the right, is now trying to get that gold. Maybe an overcommitment here by our Spaniard. Leaves his castles kind of open and exposed. But he's going to get all the villagers, which is a good get. And now he's getting the light cavalry upgrade 45 minutes into the game. Mangudai moving forward. What's the armor? Pierce armor on these light cav? 6. And we've got Hussars streaming forward into no fewer than 2 castles. They want that juicy treb wedge nestled in here in between the bosom of the castles. Oh no, he retreats. Why did he retreat? I thought for sure he was going to get that treb. And look at this long distance mining from our Spaniard. Oh no, he's going here. Oh no. Oh no, he forgot to place a mining camp closer to the gold, and so the villagers are trying to return. He deletes it, of course he does. Oh, that is so sour. Look at the Mongol army. Look at that beautiful movement, the mobility out of these ridiculously lightning fast units. By the way, Hera's supply capped. DracKeN needs 30 more supply to get there. And Hera's already starting to queue more and more army. 25 army queued when he is already supply capped. And DracKeN is struggling to get to 180. Oh no, the paladins, you're not in sufficient numbers here. A few of them peel off to the south. They're going after the treb. A few of them peel off to the north as well. And he's going to get the treb to the south. He's going to get the treb to the north. Even though Hera tried to body block, he gets both trebs, which means his castle is safe. And also, by the way, the halberdiers closed on this entire Mongol army, but look at Hera wedged himself. Oh, mama. There's 25 Hussars, 25 Mangudai in here, 24. Wow. I mean, crazy moves out of both players. This is why I was talking about Arena, you know, the Elo. Again, I know people are going to say Elo 200 apart is not really a fair game. First of all, I don't know who's winning this game. Hera does have a higher score, but by maybe 10 to 15%. And I don't know that it's necessarily indicative of much at this point of the game. Or if it's indicative of more relics and just more kills at the moment. But our Spaniard is going up to 30 paladins. What I would love to see is a single monk at least heal some of this HP up. 5,000 HP is going to be very difficult for this Mongol army to contend with. This entire Mongol army of 62 units has just a little bit more HP, 20% more HP than these. Actually, no, it has the exact same HP as these 33 units. So double the units have the same HP. And again, this unit attacks on an 11. The Paladin's melee is 5, which means they do 6 damage. And we saw the Mangudai does 5. By the way, where the hell are the Mangudai? They're healing up in here. Tell me you got a herbal medicine. And look at this, our Spaniard is laying claim to this gold now. Do the Mongols have herbal medicine? I think they do. Hera, flowing like water, 2 fresh trebs. Where's the third? There he is. It was behind the university, and we're about to see another clash here. 2 trebs versus 3 paladins versus Hussars. And by the way, Halberdiers, Hera deletes his own walls, trying to get into position here. Why did he delete those walls? They were perfect cover for these Trebs. I wonder why he deleted those. Was that accidental? Maybe somebody in the comments can let me know. Why did he delete these 4 wall tiles? Maybe for mobility for his Hussars? But here we go. Another big giant ball of mess as the Hussars peel to the left. They're going after the Trebs. Of course they are. But there's some Halberdiers chasing, so even though they might get 1 or 2 of those Trebs, and yet again our Mongol army melts under the Spanish might. The Spanish melee might. And by the way, where the hell are Hera's Trebs? He's moved them south. If our Spaniard only knew they were here, he would send a contingent of paladins immediately, but now he inserts himself underneath 2 town centers, a castle, Mangadai. Yeah, you got to retreat. This is not a oh my god. So confident was he that he could hold this battle to the front that he starts plopping down infrastructure, loses his Treb. There's another one up here, but nothing to contest these Hussars except for some slower moving glorified pikemen. Means that Treb is also going to fall. That being said, Hera's not making use of these 3 Trebs. So right now in reality, it's 0 Trebs to 0. Our Spaniard has been pushed back. He's back to mining this gold. Hera sees it. Of course he does, with all of these stables that he's got. By the way, he's got to have more than 11 now. 19 stables for our Mongol. And here we go. The Spaniard discovers. He sends 2 paladins. Let's see how well they do. No, this is not 2 paladins. This is 3 paladins and a light cav. 1 Treb goes down, a second will fall, a third. Okay. Not a terrible loss there for our Spaniard in exchange for 2 Trebs. Even though resource-wise, we'll don't have the mental capacity right now to calculate exactly to the cent who came out on top there, but getting 2 of the 3 big ballers of your opponent, Hera unpacks his Treb. And by the way, is this the last gold? This patch to the north and this patch here? Okay, that might be the last gold on the map right now. I don't see any more yellow little dots and squares. But holy shit, Hera, 41 Mangadai, 99 kills, 100 kills. These are some grizzled veterans. This is the old guard of the Mongol Empire. And he's got more and more Hussars training. Hera's got 94 villagers on food. So he can train Hussars all the live long day. And now our Spaniard is teching into elite skirmishers. 6 very aggressively placed archery ranges. Okay, does lose his gold miners here. We'll get into the castle, Keep an eye on those to the north as we keep an eye on the Mongol army to the south. He is not garrisoning those villagers. They are all dying. And this is what I love when players do this. Hera is now firmly focused on destroying this infrastructure, which is giving our Spaniard breathing room and time. 43 Mangadai, 117 kills. The gold miners are safe for now, and the important thing is that there's only 1 Mongol villager mining this gold. Hussars do take out the elite skirmishers to the front, and I'm struggling to see all of a sudden a game that looked incredibly even. What is happening down here? Oh, and Hera found the one way to raid on Arena, and he is doing it. Killing more and more villagers. We'll keep an eye on that, but okay. Yeah, I mean, the skirmishers. Our Spaniard has gone full trash. Our Mongol, 24 Hussars, but 43 freaking Mangadai. What the hell do you do? 130 kills. I mean, I guess you keep throwing trash at this. I absolutely love the insane amount of infrastructure that our Spaniard has put up in Hera's face, right in front of his base. It just means Hera, even though he's taking favorable engagements here, he's taking them on his side of the map, which is giving our Spaniard time to stream in more and more units. And by the way, we've got 8 paladins. Not a lot, but we'll see. At this point, I think there's enough Mangadai to one-shot these units. And by the way, even the paladins, they're trying to get to the Treb. He's trying to get to the Treb. Oh, does he even get one attack off? No, he doesn't. As he dies, it looks like Hera's Hussars are still gutting the villager count of our Spaniard, who drops to 88, 89. Oh no, DracKeN. DracKeN, what is going on? This game looked so even literally minutes ago. Literally minutes ago. And now all of a sudden, oh, our Spaniard is collapsing. He's got a quarter of the army supply. He's down 40 villagers, and he's got a bunch of veteran old guard Mangudai here. And oh yeah, what a fun game. I mean, like I said, spoiler alert, DracKeN did a better job than Target penetrating the base, but I wonder if he penetrated it with these melee units a little bit too far. We saw for a while that his paladins, his halberdiers were under attack, 2 town centers, a castle, and a whole bunch of Mangudai. And so as long as Hera could throw meat, basically food only units, i.e. Hussars, I should just say Hussars, in his face, there's no way Hera could lose there. Those paladins couldn't do anything. They were just getting gunned down, HP lowered, but I think this is probably the real situation. And finally, looks like he cleared up a few of these Hussars. 6 villager kills for you. 5 villager kills for you. Would love to know how many villager kills these guys had, but look at the villager count at the end of the day. 38 villagers ahead, 4 times bigger army. And even though our Spaniard has so much infrastructure here, I love the play here out of DracKeN. It is just fantastic what he did in terms of map presence. He even managed to take a bunch of neutral resources. He managed to take, by the way, Hera's tertiary gold. I mean, who here can say that they've managed to lame Hera's gold and take it for themselves? That is an accomplishment. That should be an Age of Empires accomplishment that pops up. You know, like win the game with the Huns, build 5 houses, take Hera's gold. It should be an accomplishment that you get. But ultimately, just the trash is not going to be enough, not with Mangudai backing this up. I mean, 171 kills is redonkulous. You guys, okay, 7 kills. Theirs is not to kill or why. Theirs is just to do and die. Basically, these Hussars exist just to die, which is why he's training 60 more behind this, as long as these Mangudai can keep snipe. And by the way, with Parthian tactics, now that they get Spearman +3, not Parthian, Parthian tactics, sorry. Oh man, what a fun game. I mean, I love the play out of our Spaniard, but yeah, just like yesterday, a failure to climax, a failure to he penetrates, but he doesn't climax. I don't know how else to put it. He was doing so well up until literally, 7, 8, 9, 10 minutes ago, when all of a sudden he lost his entire paladin army here, chasing those trebs here. And then even though he had the gold, his resources are not that great. So he can't even sell very much to get gold. But that, at the end of the day, was a ridiculously fun game. 200 halberdiers, 300 Hussars, PKPM, kind of beginning of the game. PKPM for Hera 36 minutes into the game. The economies, yeah, not too dissimilar. About 14,000 resources more for our Mongol, which is about, yeah, like I said, 10 to 15% bigger economy. Relics, adding another 1,000 at the end of the day here, especially since our Spaniard has 3,500 more gold than his opponent. And by the way, that's the only metric that he's ahead on. Wood, food, stone, all in favor of the Mongols. But honestly, the Spaniards, they could use 3,500 extra gold. That is amazing for him. 4 conversions out of 456 army supplies, less than 1%. Buildings raised, also not a huge number here. But like I said, let's take a look at the kill count before final thoughts here. Mongol, 576 kills, 110 villagers. I mean, what, like 80 of them were here? Why was DracKeN so slow to respond? Was he just microing his heart out over here? Did he think he could take the fight and therefore just rebuild those villagers? I mean, remember, they are tanky villagers. He could have just turned around and fought those Hussars. Let's compare the stats. I mean, something I never thought I would be doing. 80 HP to 118, 9 attack to 11, 3 melee versus 2 melee, attack speed 1.9, attack speed 2. So come on, I mean, we know the villager loses this, but really, by that much? He had what, like 6, 7 Hussars here? Compared to 19, probably 40, 50 villagers, including all the lumberjacks who died? DracKeN, I think, could have much easier, let's not say much easier, but he could have had an easier time defending this if he just highlighted a bunch of villagers and right-clicked some of these hussars and fought them off, especially with the lumberjacks, who you can then just take and right-click onto the trees. You don't have to individually send them to farms or just send all of them to farms and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, almost 500 kills by a Spaniard, so not terrible. Kill count only about 18% difference, if I want to get too specific about it. Villagers, he also killed 68, so our Spaniard did an amazing job here against Hera. He plopped down, like I said, super loving this infrastructure, just amazing. It's not very common where you have a game where at the end of the game, the player, even though he was building huge amounts of army, still dies. What's my point? My point, I'm trying to figure out. Oh, guys, sorry, it's late in the day. It's been a very baby-heavy day today. My point is, look at this infrastructure at the end of the game. 6 archery ranges, 8 barracks, 8 stables. So not a huge amount, but look at the minimap. There is a giant wall of purple. But what purple can't contend with is 24 stables, 90 villagers on food, and he did very little raiding. There was a moment here when I thought Hera was gonna maybe tap out, when those paladins were raiding farmers here and they were crushing it, destroying infrastructure. They got Hera's castle up here, but Hera hunkered down, saved those villagers, and then the rest of the game wasn't really raided that much to the back here. That being said, he didn't do that much raiding either right up until the very end. But ultimately, our Spaniard blew all of the gold on those amazing paladins. Hera, though, using the mobility, luring the paladins into kill zones here over and over and over again, and does ultimately beat out the naval empire of the Spanish with the land empire of the Mongols. Make of that whatever you will, whatever historical inaccuracies, I don't care. Like I said, been a long day, and this was just an epic, amazing game to end my day on, and I hope it made your day as well. But ultimately, Hera holds against the absolute brutality of the Spanish paladin, pushes back, destroys his opponent, excuse me, destroys his opponent. Oh, I mean, it really has been a long day. Destroys his opponent's economy and wins the game, takes the W, but really, truly, GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.